Dr. Maxwell, Darko Asante. I'm a Chief Research Scientist with CSIR-CRI Research Institute. My specialty is rice breeding. Yeah, so for the work that we are doing here, with support from the RDA, Rural Development Administration of Korea, and through KOPIA Ghana Center, we are the intervention here is seed. Okay, so we import a lot of rice, but we have the capacity to produce all the rice that we need in Ghana. And one of the bottlenecks is quality seed, okay, and good varieties. Okay, so this intervention is about producing quality certified seed for our farmers across the country to grow. And the Dawhenya Irrigation Scheme has been adopted as the site for the production of the seed, which will be distributed throughout the country. Okay, so we at CSIR, we work on the varieties. We develop the varieties. So as you can see here, we are demonstrating 9 different varieties to the farmers. Okay. Last year, they already selected CRI Japan and CRI Korea. So we are producing those ones together with some of the older varieties, Agra rice and X-Biker, which is also called Legon 1, over 70 hectares of field here, which is a lot of seed. But besides that, we are showing them other varieties. So we have a demonstration here that is showing them those other varieties. The essence of that is that you give the farmers the opportunity to select newer varieties which were developed for the current environment, because you know about climate change. The climate is changing very fast. So if they continuously grow varieties which were developed 30 years ago, the climate has changed, so it will not be very fit for the current climate. Then we also know that our farmers or the consumers of rice in Ghana, they like to have long grain aromatic varieties. So we also take that into consideration in developing the varieties. And also with the changing climate, okay, we don't want varieties that use a lot of nitrogen. Even nitrogen is very important for the yield. But there are some varieties which we call nitrogen use efficient. It means that you can use maybe not the full amount of nitrogen, but you can still get very good. But one of those varieties, for instance, is what we call CRI and APA. It's very climate smart. It does well under low nitrogen. It's also drought tolerant, yes, and then also disease tolerant. We have 2 major diseases in Ghana: rice yellow mottle virus disease and rice blast. And APA is tolerant to all those varieties. So especially normally in the irrigated scheme, because they have a lot of water, the plant itself is able to resist a lot of the diseases. But when you go to areas where we call rain-fed lowland, where they depend on rain-fed, there's a lot of diseases. So, and APA, for instance, is an excellent variety for the rain-fed lowland. But for now, the ones we are promoting mainly at Dawhenya is Japan and Korea. Those are the 2 new varieties we have added to the popular ones, Agra rice and Legon 1. Yes. And it's going to make a lot of impact on our rice situation, because it's all about the good variety, good seed, which is the intervention that this project is providing. What is left now is the good field, which GIDA is helping us get here, and the rest is just the investment that other private people have to put in to grow this good seed under very good agronomic conditions. Then we easily get the yields. So if you see the fields here, the varieties are here. Anybody who knows rice, even right from our border rows here with Japan, you know that none of these varieties here will yield less than 6 tons per hectare. Okay. On the average yields in Ghana is now about 3.2, 3.5. So if we're able to get these varieties, and apply good agronomic practices, immediately we are doubling our yield. And we are already around 50% self-sufficiency. So doubling our yields alone makes us self-sufficient. And then we can do the land expansion for the increasing rate that we see every year. Because rice is the fastest growing food crop. Many people are eating rice more and more.
And you know, if you go across the entire country, you know that some areas, especially in part of Ghana, the quality of the texture of the soil is different from the south.
Yes.
How sure are we that this producing food?
Yes.
Do well?
Yes, luckily we have tested it in the north as well. We have our sister institution at Temali, so we share the lines with them and they test it. Yeah, and luckily the other thing about rice is that mostly it's cultivated in lowland areas. So even if you move up north, the environment does not change much. The environment changes in terms of temperature and heat stress a bit, but since they are almost always in water, it's not too much affected than the other crops. But the short answer to your question is that it has been tested in those regions and they do very well there.
Yeah. How long is the project for the research phase?
Well, so for this phase we have 5 years, but there's a possibility of renewal for us to go maybe 7 years or more. So I think I'll use this opportunity to thank Rural Development Administration of Korea. But what we need is this kinds of project, consistent support over a period. Then we in research can actually display what we have to the farmers, and then directly they will work with us and adapt these technologies for us to see the impact. So I'll use this opportunity to say that we in CSIR and with the support of our partners in the university, we have all the technologies to make Ghana self-sufficient in rice production. What is left is the investment, and by this I'm not only calling on government, but the private sector to also invest, because rice needs investment, because it's a commodity that is competing with imports. So you cannot just treat it anyhow. You need combines to harvest it, maintain the grain quality, mill it, maintain the milling quality, and then you can compete for space on the shelves in the supermarket.
You mentioned that the project is 5 years. So for how many years?
We are in our 2nd year. Yes. So 2nd year going to 3rd year. Yes. So we still have about 3 years to go.
Aside that, you have engaged the farmers for quite a long time. What has been their concerns?
Well, so the farmers are very happy with this project, because it's one of the few investments that they have seen. Working with them together, we produce the early generation foundation seed for them. Then we give it to them to produce the certified seed, which will be distributed, and then they get the support. KOPIA gives them the fertilizer. It will even help them with labor, because the seed production requires special technique. You have to do a lot of rogging to maintain the seed quality. So they even support them with money for labor. Then at the end of the year, they will just take that money and give them their profits. And last year they had very good yields. So they are very happy. They are very happy with all the varieties. But we can't focus on all the varieties. We are focusing on a few now. So I believe that what has to be done is for projects like this to be expanded, upscaled around the country. Even though this place has been adopted for seed production, which is excellent, but the other places, even if they don't produce seed, they need support for the grain production, so that they have the high yields. Because as I told you, anybody who knows rice, these fields are just 7 tons, 8 tons easily, just by seeing it. Yes, and so if we're able to get such fields across the country, there's no reason why we should